As we continue learning about memory, we're going to focus in on describing the differences between explicit and implicit memories, and then also learn about the information that we process automatically. We had previously learned about the Atkinson-Shiffrin model, and in that model, it was really focused on explicit memories. So let's look at both. The first objective is to describe the differences between explicit and implicit memories. In short, explicit memories are memories of facts and experiences. So an example would be the information that you're learning for AP Psych. Those are explicit memories. And then experiences would be like the things that you do. You might go on a trip or something like that. These are also known as declarative, and explicit memories use effortful processing. And again, we're going to talk more about that, but the Atkinson-Shiffrin model is focused on explicit memories. However, it doesn't really account for implicit memories. Implicit memories are previously learned skills or anything that's been conditioned as an association. These are also known as non-declarative, and again, they use automatic processing, meaning that they happen unconsciously. So let's look at a side-by-side comparison of the two. What are the differences between explicit and implicit? Again, I mentioned explicit would be retention of facts and knowledge. It would be like Wikipedia or an encyclopedia. So that's known as semantic memory. And then personal experiences, which is like a diary, right? Going on a trip or something like that. And those are known as episodic memories. So you can see two more vocabulary terms that are thrown in here. Again, it requires conscious attention, meaning we have to have effort, we need to pay attention, and we need to do work to actively encode, which is something we'll learn about later. We also know that explicit memories use the hippocampus and the frontal lobe. And again, we'll learn more about that later. Now, if we compare that to implicit memories, this would be retention of learned skills. So things that at one time may have been explicit. So you had to put effort into learning it, like your ABCs, but now those things are automatic. So those are known as procedural memories. And then also conditioned associations over time. For example, being scared of snakes or feeling good when you get an A. Those are conditioned associations. And those are known as dispositional memories. Now, these things are happening automatically, meaning they don't require conscious effort. And therefore, the Atkinson-Shiffrin model doesn't really apply. We will look at where automatic processing fits into that model, and we did in the previous video. Implicit uses the cerebellum and basal ganglia, again, something that we'll talk about in the future. So now let's dig just a little bit more into implicit. We're going to discuss the information that we process automatically. Now remember, these are implicit memories. So automatic processing is when we retain incidental information, like stuff that you wouldn't really think about, but is just happening, and well-learned information, like word meanings. So what's included in this? Well, let's think about it. Think through everything you've done since you woke up today. Where'd you go? What did you eat or drink? Did you talk to anyone? Now, let's pause. Did you put time into remembering that? What strategy did you use, right? Those are kind of ridiculous questions because you're like, I don't know, I just know them. I just can kind of walk through my day, right? Well, those are the things that we encode automatically, okay? Again, or implicit memories. So this whole idea reinforces parallel processing, meaning we're doing lots of things at once. So there are 5 different areas that would be included. We know that we automatically process things related to time, space, and frequency. Okay. Time would be like the sequence of events. So when I say like, walk me through everything that you did today, and you can kind of go through the whole day in order. Space would be like where you walked, right? Or how you got to a classroom. Or I don't know if you've ever like driven home and then you're like, gosh, I don't even remember driving home. It's because it's so automatic to you now that you just do it. Okay. And then frequency would be, you might remember how many times you've seen a commercial today or how many times you've run into a particular person today. And then we also add in the 2 things I talked about on the previous slide, skills and procedures like riding a bike, walking. How about turning in your Canvas assignments? Maybe at the beginning, it's not super implicit, right? It actually takes work and you're like, gosh, how do I work Canvas and how do I log in and how do I And then the more that you do it, it just becomes automatic. You don't even think about it. And then again, like I mentioned, conditioned associations, fears and smells and things like that. But what about the conditioned associations that you have with teachers or police officers, right? We all have different conditioned associations, meaning our interactions or what we've seen or what we've done causes different reactions to happen automatically and without thought in our brains. So this is kind of a visual of the memory system then. So if we look at the top, when memories are being processed on the left-hand side, you have things that happened automatically. And on the right-hand side, you have things that take effort. For our purposes, we're really done learning about anything that happens automatically. We're actually going to spend every video from here on out really focused on things that are effortful. So how things move through the process of sensory memory, short-term memory, and then eventually into long-term memory. So at this point, can you do these things?